Okay guys, just back with the second part. You'll notice that I tape both sides. That's going to just help it hold it together a little bit better, particularly if you're working with it while it's still a little bit wet. One thing I might not have mentioned in the first video is you would have got a packet of 10 studs, but you notice you needed 2, 4, 6, 8 studs. You might need to grade your studs. We cut up thousands of these components for you, so in some cases you might have got some that they might have had a knot in it. They may not have been exactly the right section. Just choose your best 8. I mean, there's always going to be a little bit of variation, just like there is in framing timber, but if you choose your best 8 out of that to put your studs in, that'll make your life a bit easier. I'm back now with these other components. So first of all, the noggins, and we can see those there. We also have a lintel, which is the top part of a window opening, and a sill trimmer, which is the bottom part of the window opening, and a support stud and a jack stud. You didn't actually get this little jack stud in your kit because it was too small and too hard for us to cut, but we can leave it out just for your model frames. So in terms of marking up, the first thing I need to do is find center of my studs. So in my case, I'm looking at about 236, which leaves me, is that right? 235, 236, okay? So half of 36 is 18, so I've got to come to 118 and get my mark there. Little trick, I might just come to 118 up here as well. So 118. Then I'll use those 2 marks to give myself a mark right across. And that's going to be the center of where my stud sits. Where my noggin sits. Alright, so I've got mine here. We actually made these a little bit too big. So you're going to go, oh, hang on a sec, these don't fit. We made them a little bit too big on purpose. It was hard to get it really close on a scale model of this size, but if you find yours is too big, you probably notice you had a piece of sandpaper in there as well. If it's too big, a couple of seconds on the sandpaper and you'll take a little bit off that so it fits nicely. So I'm going to start placing mine in. Like I said, hopefully you can see that. I'm going to line up the center of my noggin with my mark that I put there on my stud. 1, 2. Just going to do a dry fit on all of them first, make sure that they're all okay. Might need a little bit off that one, unless those ones fitted a little bit better. Nut. So you can see 2 seconds on the sandpaper, touch more. And I've got that one nice tight fit in there. Like I said, just a dry fit at the moment, so I'm not going to do anything yet. I'm then going to take my sill trimmer and my lintel. I just want to know the center of those. So let's get a quick measurement on that. 120, nice and easy, so 60. And I'll just square that off using my makeshift square like what you guys have got. It's going to be important for lining up other parts. Alright, I've got my support stud here, which is going to go in at the bottom. So I'm going to lay that in. I'll take my sill trimmer, I'll just lay that in, like so. I'll then take my lintel, which is right at the top here. Notice I'm putting that center mark facing up the top. I actually have a little jack stud here, so I'm going to put that in. I'm just going to use my mark off my top plate and my center mark there to get those correct. And now I've got it lining in there pretty well. I'm going to come back over the top and glue in a little while, but I'm just going to check for square on all of those. So once you've done that, you've glued it, you've taped it, you've made sure that everything's lining up. That is your stud frame wall. So good luck with that, guys. I mean, obviously we need to talk a lot about the tools and equipment that you'd use if we're doing this full scale. But when you come back, and particularly when you're in year 11, we build this at the full scale. So you guys will be way ahead when it comes to doing that. And hopefully you've learnt the bits and pieces, the plates, the studs, the noggins, the sill trimmer, windowsill. Everyone knows what a windowsill is. So, you know, the sill trimmer is part of your windowsill. The lintel at the top, a support stud, and a jack stud up the top there. Not forgetting the 2 little trimming blocks here. There's a reason for those as well, guys, but I'm going to explain that when we're assembling the whole house together. Alright, thanks a lot, and good luck with that one. Video 3 coming soon.